Hey, what's going on, everyone? This is Mike Colleen, MikeColleen.com. So here's the deal. Narcissists are on the run right now because people are starting to wake up to what's really going on. Now, I'm using The Wizard of Oz because the entire movie is about narcissist abuse. So here's basically how the movie goes. Dorothy basically gets lost in, whatever land, I forget the name of it, in Kansas, okay? There's a tornado. And then all of a sudden she finds the golden path and she wants to go down the golden path. And that's where you guys are at. If you're listening to this video, you're on the path already. And you've been on the path for a while. So as she goes along, she finds some friends. The Tin Man, the Straw Man, and the Lion, okay? So here's the deal. They all thought they needed help. The Tin Man thought he didn't have a heart. The Straw Man thought he didn't have a brain. And the Lion didn't think he was courageous. But the fact of the matter is they already are smart. They already are courageous. They already have heart. So here's what happened. The narcissist came along and convinced you that you were stupid. They convinced you that you weren't caring. They convinced you that you didn't have a brain, and on, and you didn't have a heart, okay? So this is the narcissist right here. This is the wicked witch. It's an act. Look at her face. Pointy nose, pointy chins, got the wart and all. It's even painted like a mask. Look at the eyes, focused, laser beams, linear. It's all a freaking act, and it's time for you to snap out of it and to wake up. See, what happens at the end of the story? So they go along the yellow brick road and they have all these challenges in life. This is what you're going through. You're having challenges. Right now, I've got some of you that are emailing me, telling me how terrified you are and how scared you are and how people have screwed you over. Well, you know what? It's time to get tough. It's time to kick ass. It's time to say no more. And it's time to get in their face and to tell them to F off to their face. And it'll shock them. Whoa. See, the whole idea is, okay, now, I'm talking about covert narcissists. These people are cowards. And that's the thing. Okay, so I just watched another video like, oh, you got to back away slowly. It was a narcissist abuse. You got to be a coward. No, that's probably a narcissist that made that video, by the way. See, narcissists have twisted everything, and they'll constantly twist things. The fact of the matter is, the reason why they're called covert narcissists is because they're terrified that one day you're going to wake up and see them for what they are, a little tiny wimp. And here we are with the wicked witch of the whatever, the West or the whatever it is. She's melting, she's melting, she's melting, right? So, I'm going to move. So what happened in this scene where she's melting? Yeah, they spilt water on her. Literally spilt some water. That's how fucking weak narcissists are. They can't take any criticism. Well, that's why I've made all those videos about how you have to sting them and sting them and sting them. Because they're weak. They can't emotionally handle any kind of criticism. And that's what the symbology is of, oh, we spilled some water. Oh, and I think even, if I remember, Dorothy even apologized. Oh, it was an accident. I'm so sorry. And it was an accident. She's, oh no. And look at the flying monkey. The monkeys are going, oh God, my leader's dying. What? Which means the flying monkeys are going to be revealed too. When you wake up to what's going on, you're going to be blown away. Like, wait a minute. So these scared little creatures, these little cowards, they bullshitted me and convinced me that they were the monsters and that I was the weak one. I'm going to tell you something right now. You are the monster. You are the badass. You are the strong one. They're not. Otherwise, you know how I know that? Otherwise, they wouldn't try any of these manipulative, behind-the-scene, covert, hidden tactics. The reason why they're doing that is because they can't let you find out. That's why they use sneaky, manipulative tactics, because they're afraid of you. Have you ever heard, like, when they talk about animals, hey, they're more afraid of you than you are of them. And you know what? When it comes to narcissist, the covert narcissist, that's an absolute fact. All right? So here's another thing real quick. There's these other things like fragile narcissist, vulnerable narcissist. They trick you because they make different names. Because they know if I can switch the words around, then they'll think, oh, I'm something different. No. They're all the same. They're all fragile. They're all covert. They're all vulnerable narcissist, okay? So they switch the words up to make you, oh, well, this one's different, so they're going to be nice. No, they're not nice. They're assholes. They've got problems. They have issues. They need to seek therapy, okay? That's my way of saying therapy. So the point being is fight back. Just, and I don't mean physically fight. I mean just call them. Tell them they're weird. Tell them that you think they're creepy. Tell them, that's what I do all the time. It's like, you're a creep. They can't stand it. And say it in public and say it out loud so people can hear. Because everyone's going to look at them and they're like, oh, fuck. And they're going to cower away. And that's the thing. They don't want to be revealed. They're terrified of being revealed for the manipulation, the lies, all that shit. So you know what you do? You call them on it, and you call them on it, and you call, and you don't say, "I'm gonna call you on." No, you get loud. You say it in their face, and you speak it hard, and they're like, "Shit, this person isn't backing down." When they see that you are strong and that you're not backing down, that you're not saying, "Well, maybe you're this way," it seems like it, because no, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying throw it in their fucking face, and then they're gonna go, "Oh shit," because here's the deal. All of these people in this movie, The Wizard of Oz, were scared of the Wizard of Oz, right? So they thought he was this horrible monster, and I didn't find a picture for it, but what ends up happening is that Toto, this little tiny dog who was fearless, goes running up, when they finally get to the land of Oz, goes running up behind the curtain, grabs the curtain. Dorothy's like, "No, Toto, no!" Like something bad's going to happen to Toto or to them if Toto does something. And what ends up happening is that Toto pulls the curtain back, and all of a sudden, what's revealed? This tiny little old fat chubby man who literally can't even he could walk, but he can, you could knock him over just by a snap of a finger. He's a little fucking wimp. He's a coward. And his voice went from this big booming voice and this speaker and microphone amplification system to, sorry, sorry, My ex used to do that whenever I'd catch her on a bullshit. She'd go, because they're cowards. They're fucking cowards. So here's the deal. There's this weird game going on in life. And you need to call bullshit on bullshit. It's just a weird fucking game. Maybe the game's designed to teach you to find yourself. And I think that's really what this is about. A lot of you want to go home. A lot of you, when you went through a deep spiritual awakening, if you did, the first thing you felt was like, I just want to go home. And you're like, well, what's that mean? Where am I from? What does that mean? It means you need to find yourself inside. There are techniques that I teach in my coaching sessions that are specifically designed. I am the master of this, how to be connected mentally and emotionally and physically, so you feel solid, so you feel grounded, and you live a meaningful, emotionally fulfilling life. Okay? That's what my work is about. My work is about motivating people, inspiring people to live their life to the fullest. It really sucks when you live a shit life and next thing you know you're on your deathbed. I don't care how old you are. You got to get off your ass and you got to take charge of your life. If you want coaching, if you need coaching, I'm one of the best in the world when it comes to connecting you inside and overcoming all this fear. I've been doing this for 30 years. I'm an NLP trainer, master hypnotherapist, master practitioner of timeline therapy, Reiki, Huna, pranic healing, and a bunch of other stuff, HNLP, and on and on. I've been doing this for a long time, and I studied my ass off for decades, and I went to all the trainings, okay? So here's the deal. Let go of the fear. Forget it. That's what I do in all the trainings and the coaching and the therapy sessions. And I'll tell you right now, I will not work with a narcissist. Period. End of sentence. I don't care if you're a vulnerable narcissist. I won't work with you because this stuff doesn't work for you. You guys need to go to old therapy, old psychology stuff, okay? So here we are with Dorothy, and now she's finally... So here we are with Dorothy and the crew, and the Wizard of Oz gives them a piece of paper that says you have a heart, you have a brain, and you have courage. And with Dorothy, the good witch of the North, she says, the power's always been inside you. You've always had the power. And I'm going to tell you something right now, everybody. You were always the smart one. You were always the one with the power. And that's why the narcissists were jealous, because they didn't have it and they saw it in you and it pissed them off. Okay? Because they're cowards. So here's the deal. Walk and block. Block them. Cut them out of your life. Take steps. Take real steps, real action. And I'm going to give you a little hint to that. You have got to stop thinking and thinking and thinking. It's not about thinking. It's about getting physical. So you got to get physical. And what I mean is you got to lift weights. You got to stretch. You got to do yoga. You got to do deep breathing. You got to do fast breathing and deep breathing. You got to push yourself. Here's why. The number one goal of the narcissist is to get you into your logical thinking brain. Why? Because that disconnects you from your physical, emotional, right brain, spiritual brain power. Your power comes from your creative brain. The reason why narcissists are jealous of you is because you already are creative and they're not. They're stuck in the left brain. And it pisses them off. So now what they're going to do, they've made up a bunch of tactics and tricks to get you into your logical brain. Like they argue with you and they do this intellectual bullshit. That's why I walk away. You have just got to make a decision right now. Like, I'm done with the games. I'm done playing their games. And I'm not going to argue. I'm not going to explain. Fuck them. Walk. And you're going to be mean to them, not to everyone. You don't have to be mean to other people. If someone's nice to you, be nice. If they're not, cut them off. Yell at them. Take charge of your life. You've always had the power. And I'm going to tell you something. You have a spiritual power that you have no clue that you already have. It's already there. It's already been there. Not only has it already been there, it's always been there, okay? The thing about it is all you have to do is start tapping into it, start playing with it, start using it, and start dreaming, start visualizing, start praying. All this stuff was taught by Jesus, by Buddha, by all the great teachers. They're all saying the same damn thing. What does Christ say? If ye believe, ye shall throw this mount. You shall say unto this mountain, throw yourself unto the ocean, and it shall be so. Jesus said that. He said that to you. He said all you have to have is a faith the size of a grain of a mustard seed. So what I do with my clients is I put a pencil down. I go, do you believe, honestly believe, tell me the truth, that you can pick up that pencil? And they'll say, well, yeah, of course. I go, so is that a real strong belief? They're like, no, it's a light belief. I go, exactly. That's what Jesus was trying to tell you. It's not about having strong beliefs. It's just a size of a grain of a mustard seed. That's it. See, the thing about it is most Christians, or I should say narcissists in the church, will tell you, oh, you've got to build your faith. You got to build it. You got to build it. You got to grow it. You got to all this bullshit. No, they're wrong. It's not about, see, when you tighten up, when you get powerful, you lock it down. You got to stay loose. You got to stay open, just like they told us in boxing. Stay loose, Mikey, stay loose. You know, hit and move, shuck and jive, just gotta move around, move, hit, snap and move. You got to stay loose. You got to breathe, right? And so it's the same thing with faith. It's just a loose, relaxed faith. Okay, here's the deal. I ask people, do you absolutely know you can pick that pencil up? They're like, dude, I'm telling you, I know I can pick that pencil up. When you have that level of faith, you can do anything, and that's what Jesus was trying to say. If you don't believe me, read the Bible. What did he say to the woman who was bleeding for 6 months or however long she couldn't stop? She reached out to touch his robe as he watched by, and it said he felt an energy drained from him. And he turned to look, and who was it? It was this woman on the ground. I think he said, why did you do that? And she said something to the effect of, I knew that if I could just touch you, I would be healed. And he said, by ye faith ye are healed, or because you believe you are healed, okay? He's always saying this. He says, because you believe, by your faith you are healed. He never says, I, egotistical Jesus Christ, I am the healer. No, it won't work if you don't believe. Now here's the thing. It's just a visualization, imagination thing. If you imagine it being healed, you will be healed. So you have to visualize what it is that you want. First thing people do, well, what I don't want is I don't want to have this wound. And I go, I didn't say don't. I didn't say don't. I said want. What do you want? Well, if it was healed, then what would it be? Well, it would have clear skin. It would be healed. It would have this. It would that. It would feel good. It would feel better, etc., etc. So I'm going to give you one more quick story. When I did my hypnosis training in Hawaii, one of the qualifications to get your master practitioner certification was you had to hypnotize someone to believe that they couldn't pick up a pencil. Well, guess who I got? I got the strongest guy in the room. He was like 30 years old. He was a power lifter, bodybuilder. Dude could bench like 400 pounds. I'm like, really? And the whole crowd kind of looked at me like, oh, God, you poor guy. And if you didn't pass the test in front of the entire class, we had like 300 people or something there, then you could do it after the training or after maybe later that day it was, and you had to come back and do it with someone else, right? So what happened was, I thought, you know what, fuck it, I'm just going to go for it. They had this whole thing written out. You had to just read it off and etc. I got this guy to believe. Now, what did I get to believe? His unconscious mind, his emotions, to believe he couldn't pick it up. But his logical brain, he laughed at me. I remember he laughed. He goes, dude, I'm going to pick it up. He goes, I'm so sorry. I go, don't worry. I go, dude, don't fake it. And that's what I said. I go, I won't learn if you fake it. I need you to know that you're really doing it. So he went to grab it and he couldn't pick it up, and he kind of had this shocked look in his face. And I go, dude, it's okay. You don't have to fake it, man. He goes, I'm not. So he went to pick it up again and again and again. And I'm like, dude, just pick it up, man. And the trainer, Dr. Chad James, was kind of grinning at me like, you did it, man. And so he started like really struggling, and he sweat. So we have two systems in our body. We have the linear system and the nonlinear system. All these systems are the same. Conscious system, unconscious. There's two sets of nerves. You've got the left brain system, the right brain system. Okay, they're just different words for the same exact thing. You got the foveal system and the peripheral system, right? Foveal is linear, logical. Peripheral is the right brain, non-linear, blah, blah, blah system. So if you can get one system to truly believe that it can't do it, then it won't do it. They will fight each other. Now, the number one teaching they teach us in all the NLP hypnosis trainings is the reason why people are your clients is because they're out of rapport with themselves. And what that means is your left brain is not in rapport with your right brain. Your left brain be like, yeah, this is what I want to do. But the right brain goes, no, or I can't, right? That's lack of rapport. So what do I do as a healer? I get both your brains on the same wavelength, literally, and now they're in rapport. They have the same beliefs. Now they're congruent. They are in alignment. This is what I've been training in and doing for 30 plus years. And that's what this whole Wizard of Oz movie is about. That's what all this narcissist abuse about is. They're going to convince you that you're no good, that you're a bad person, that you're shameful. They're going to convince you that you're stupid. They're going to wait for any little thing and say, oh, see, you're dumb. You didn't do that right. They're going to do anything in their power to make you not believe in yourself, to make you believe that you don't have the power. I am telling you, I don't think this. I'm not saying this is maybe. I am telling you beyond a shadow of a doubt, you already have the power. You might need some help to connect with it, to reconnect, to step into your power, to take back your power. Because I'm going to tell you what it is. Stop being a wimp. Stop being Mr. Nice Guy, because they're never going to be nice to you. And when you have that realization, that's what it is right there. When you realize these people will never, till the day they die, they will never stop trying to destroy you. And all you have to do is take back your power. Listen to those words. Did I say beg? Did I say plead? Did I say ask? No, you take back your power. That's what this is all about. See, it's the narcissist who doesn't want to take responsibility, take action to deal with their situation, to deal with their issues. You're not a narcissist. You're not like that. But you let the narcissist turn you into that person who's afraid to even look at yourself in the mirror. Your job is to face your challenges, to face your problems, because that is what's going to make you stronger. Okay? You can't sit there and say, I want to be more powerful physically, not go and do push-ups, sit-ups, and lift weights. You have to actually get into the gym and do the work. If you're looking for coaching, if you're looking for one-on-one coaching, or if you have a group, get a hold of me. I've been doing this for over 30 years. You already know my qualifications. Either way, whether you hire me or not, get your shit together and face your challenges, face your fears, and take real steps. Hey, this is Mike Colleen, MikeColleen.com, MikeKollin.com. I'm a success coach, life coach, dating relationship coach. Bye.